structure now. You mentioned common mistakes earlier. What are the absolute classic pitfalls people fall into that prevent them getting high scores?
Yeah, there are definitely recurring themes. One huge one is rushing through the speaking parts. People think speaking fast equals fluency, but often it just hurts clarity and your pronunciation score. You want a balanced, natural pace.
Not too fast, not too slow.
Exactly. Another is using too many filler words, those ohs and ums. They creep in when you're nervous or unsure. Practicing with maybe some simple templates or structured answers for things like describe image can sometimes help reduce that hesitation.
Using templates for speaking, that's an interesting approach.
It can provide a bit of a safety net, yeah.
Yeah.
Gives you a framework. Other common mistakes include basic vocabulary and grammar errors. Punctuation counts. Also, as we keep saying, not sticking to word counts. That's a big one for writing.
Right, those limits again.
And pausing too much or for too long in the speaking section, especially because of that 3-second microphone rule. And finally, something surprisingly common. People just don't check their answers. Even a quick review at the end of a section can catch simple errors.
This seems like low-hanging fruit, right? If you have a minute spare, just quickly scan.
Absolutely.
Are there any section-specific blunders that pop up frequently?
Oh, definitely. For reading reorder paragraphs, like I said, people often don't pay enough attention to those connector words or how topic sentences work. They
Right.
just try to guess based on vague meaning. For listening summarized spoken text, the classic error is copying phrases directly instead of paraphrasing. In speaking describe image, some people try to memorize generic descriptions. If your description doesn't actually match the image shown, you'll score very low, maybe even 0. You have to describe what you see. And for the writing essay, consistently writing too little, say under 200 words or way too much over 300, is just throwing away marks.
Got it. Actively avoiding those seems key. So let's talk about the scoring itself. You said it's 10 to 90, but it's not a simple average, is it?
No, it's not. That total score reflects your overall English ability. It's calculated in a more complex way. Your skills are assessed in 2 categories. First, communicative skills. That's your score in speaking, writing, reading, and listening that you see on the report.
Right.
But behind those are the enabling skills: grammar, oral fluency, pronunciation, spelling, vocabulary, and written discourse. You don't get separate scores for these enabling skills in the final report anymore, but they directly contribute to your communicative skill scores.
So even though I don't see a grammar grade, my grammar mistakes will pull down my writing score, for instance.
Precisely. Think of them as the building blocks. Strong enabling skills lead to strong communicative scores. The scoring itself can be either correct or incorrect for some simple items, or it can use partial credit.
Partial credit, how does that work?
Well, take read aloud. If you read most of it correctly but stumble